Hello everyone, today we are going to be showing you the difference between an iPad and its use and an MP3 player slash MP4 player and its use. Now, the first thing that we should all take in consideration of is the price. This iPad, when I bought it, it is originally Apple, which is why I'm calling it an iPad. It was around on sale $500. This MP3 player, I'm not sure if you remember from the last video, was $100. Now, the use for an MP3 player is to just watch videos pretty much. You know, you can like open it, although it's dead right now, watch videos, play music, you know, the basic stuff. And the use of an iPad is for, per se, a long road trip, or say, you know, you want to buy tablets or iPads in bulk and give them to staff to use applications that you would have designed on them. It's just an example. Now, I would say buying an iPad would kind of defeat the purpose of buying an MP3 player, since it can already play MP3s and MP4s. That's pretty much the entire video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be discussing why you should buy an MP3 player instead of a phone. The first reason is because of pricing. Brand new high-end phones tend to cost around $800 or more is what you're looking at. MP3 players, such as the Oasis G1, tend to cost around $100, and honestly, they're pretty good. You have the aux port right here, which I don't understand why they're removed in phones, and it is USB Type-C, 5 volts at 1 amp. You have a small little speaker right here, and the battery life is actually really good. I've had this one for 2 years, I have nothing to complain about, and I mean, if you're looking for some cheap, good entertainment, works really well. You can also plug it in a very specific way to record music from a TV. Now, if we're discussing the cons, I would say the only one is that you can't have data, so you can't really roam around. But it compromises with that with a nice little SD card right here. And it actually comes with 64 gigs on the SD card, and I think an extra 16 of actual storage inside. And it runs a, I would say, dimmed down version of Android. Anyways, that's really all I have to say, and see you next time. Hello everyone, today we are going to be checking out the RTX series with the exception of the GTX 1080 in the hopes of finding which one is the best for your money. Now, the GTX 1080 comes with 8 gigs of GDDR, however, this isn't a great deal because NVIDIA already killed all the updates for it, and $369 can get you a lot in the gaming world when it comes to GPUs, and this isn't one of them, actually. Now, moving on to the 2070, this is $326. It comes with 8 gigs of GDDR6, 256-bit, and it is blue and white scheme dual fan. For $326, this isn't a bad deal. Now, moving on, the 3060 with 12 gigs of GDDR6 is not bad, considering it is right now on 13% discount for $409, and in my opinion, this is the best deal we've seen so far. Now, of course, for all the RTX series, they still haven't killed any of the drivers. Moving on to the 4060, comes with 8 gigs of GDDR6, if I believe, and 128-bit. For $528, this is not a great deal at all because the RTX 3060 pretty much outperforms it. Now, 5070, 16 gigs of GDDR7, is $1,200. I know it's the TI model, but this doesn't justify anything here. It is the worst deal you could buy so far because the 5070, let's face it, it is not worth the price. It's not worth anything of what NVIDIA says it is. And in my opinion, just don't buy it at all. Ultimately, I would say the best one is the RTX 3060. Or if you want a 2070 Super, because that has almost the same amount of power. If you really want something high performance, I would say go for a 40 series card if you want really high performance. But even if you want cyberpunk gaming level, just go with a 3060, and that'll do everything for you. Thank you for watching this short video, and we'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing how much you can get for $1,000 in PC parts when it comes to Amazon. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a motherboard. So you're going to want to go for probably AM4 since it's cheaper. And I would say go for ITX, not mini ITX since it's relatively cheaper, but you know what? This will have to do. Now, looking at it, it's probably 140 bucks. Now you're gonna want to go with 16 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of DDR4 to be precise. And you can get them for about 52 bucks, 3200 megahertz. Next thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get a GPU. So say I don't know, 3060. And as you can see, the 12 gigabyte version is, matter of fact, actually a lot cheaper than I remember it being. Probably since everyone's buying the 40 and 50 series. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, now that we can say we've racked up a total of about, say, $600, rounding it up, you're going to want to get a CPU. CPU tends to also be pretty costly, so CPU Ryzen. You can get Ryzen 5s, the 6th core one, which, I mean, it's okay, I guess. But I would say go for the 16 thread since it's going to get you more for your buck. Or go for the Ryzen 7800X3D, since, well, you can't afford it anyways, but whatever. So we'll get the Ryzen 7 8-core 16 threads. Now, last but not least, since it's probably about $750 now with tax, you're going to want to get a power supply. We'll assume that, you know, out of everything, it's probably going to be 650 watts, so you can get it for 100 bucks. That racks up your total to $850. A PS5 Pro is going to probably go for about $799 new. So, this is more powerful since you actually have dedicated RAM. So, ultimately, just go with a PC. Just spare yourself the time. And you can get a case for like 30 or 50 bucks used. So don't even start. Anyways, thank you all for listening, and see you all next time. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing whether you should buy a gaming laptop or a gaming PC. Now the first thing you're going to have to remember is with a gaming laptop, such as this one for instance, it comes with Ultra Core i7, RTX 5070 Ti, 32 gigs of glorious DDR5, 2 terabytes of NVMe. Now, thing is that if you want to use that to its full potential, you're gonna need to have it plugged in the entire time. So that means that even in travel, if you're on a plane for instance, you're gonna need to have the correct amount of power, which is probably gonna be around 240 watts. Let's be realistic here. It's a 5070 Ti. Now, something I should mention is that this 5070 will not be like a PC 5070, same thing with the Ultra i7, because it's being undervolted in a way. They have the 5070 chip, but it's not being used to its full potential. Also, you cannot take out the graphics card, and you will only be able to maybe, if you're lucky, modify the RAM to add more because it's soldered on. This is 3700 pretty much. This is 3400, and you get an Ultra 9, and you get a 5070 Ti, 16 gigs by the way of GDDR. 32 gigs of DDR5, 2 terabytes of storage, and it's cheaper. Now, of course, this is not going to be portable, but if you're looking for portability, like you always find yourself on the go, you know, going to a hotel or always on work trips, laptop is better. But if you know that you're going to be inside whenever you game, inside your home, then this is better, not just because of the fact that it's cheaper, but it'll also give you better performance and you can upgrade more parts. And also, it honestly looks really nice. Anyways, that's all I would like to say. See you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing which CPU from the i and one of the Intel series, Celeron, is going to be the best for gaming. Now, we're going to start off with the Intel i3 14100. This comes with quad-core processor, 4.7 gigahertz, and that is the port that you're going to be connecting it to. Not bad, not bad. For $140 some. For $189, you can get an Intel i5 14400F up to 4.7 gigahertz, 20 megabytes of cache, and you have the LGA 1700 14th generation. This is made originally for Windows 10, and it has 10 cores and 16 threads. It can handle DDR4 and DDR5. The Intel i7 14700KF is for $449, a bit on the expensive side here, with 8 cores plus 12, with 8 P cores plus 12 E cores, has 20 cores total, CPU speed 2.5 gigahertz, and yeah, kind of disappointing, but what? It's fine. Here we have the Intel i9 14900KF. This has 24 cores, 8P cores, 16E cores. It is 6 gigahertz, LGA 1700, once again. It can handle DDR4 and DDR5. It has 32 threads, and it is on 9% discount on Amazon right now. And last, and certainly least, the Celeron G4900. I am not going to read, LGA 1151 is the socket. It goes up to 3.1 gigahertz. It is dual core. That's like 2009, by the way. Anyways, the best one that we've seen for its price is the i9. Because even though it's on the expensive side, if you really want perfect gaming on the CPU side, go for the i9. Anyways, without further ado, see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing whether it's better to buy an MP3 player or an FM radio. First of all, there's the price. The price of an FM radio, more specifically this one that I have, is about $25. The price of this one, the Oasis G1 that I have previously shown you guys, is about, give or take, $99.99 on Amazon. Now, it also comes with an FM radio built in. You just need to, connect the headphones and all that. This is only an FM radio, so it cannot play MP3s or MP4s. Now, ultimately, the real thing comes down to what you're looking for. If you just want to listen to FM music, live music from your favorite channels, go for an FM radio. If you want to listen to music, download it, download movies, and watch it here, or even play simple games on an Android device, go for this MP3 player. Now, that's all I have for you guys today, ladies and gentlemen. However, there's something else I'd like to mention. This specific FM radio is actually listed on Facebook Marketplace. Just if you'd like to buy it, type FM radio, and it should be sold by someone named Suryasin. Anyways, everyone, Have a great day. I'm not trying to make any promo ads or anything, I promise. Anyways, bye everyone. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing about this MD Financial Bluetooth and audio 3.5mm headphone jack audio input speaker. This is a very basic one. The Bluetooth for me doesn't work, probably because it's so old. It's when my mom used to have her old job, so it's a good bit a while ago. Anyways, now, in order to power it off, you just keep holding down the power button. So you hear that sound. Same exact thing to power it on. This is volume up, volume down. It only works on some devices though. Other ones you actually have to manually do it on your device. In order to listen to music, you must plug it 3.5mm headphone jack into your preferable device. New smartphones do not have this, at least the Apple ones. Some of them do, but not all. You just plug the other end in here, and then you choose your favorite song. Looks like a charm. You can volume up, volume down, or you can do it from your media device. It's pretty loud for me. Definitely, if you want to be the main character, have one of these. But that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, to charge, you must plug in the USB Type-B and then plug the other end either into a wall-mounted socket or into, USB Type-A. Anyways, without further ado, that's all I have for you guys today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all next time. Bye. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing what is the best AMD CPU from the Ryzen series. Now this is only going to include Ryzen series from AMD, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, first we start off with the AMD Ryzen 3 3100, 4 cores with 8 threads. This specific model is $86. It has 3.6 GHz speeds, socket AM4. I forgot to mention earlier, but this is only going to include AM4 and AM5 sockets. Releases, so. And the second one is a Ryzen 5 9600X, 6 core, 12 threads, unlocked. It has a CPU speed of 3.9 GHz, and the socket is once again AM5, of course released by AMD. Here we have the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, 8 core, 16 thread. This one is $508, and the socket is AM5, CPU speed 5 GHz. Of course, it's Ryzen 7. And some of these are on discount as I'm releasing this, so yeah, taking the discounted price. For $593, you get a Ryzen 9 7900, 12 core, 24 threads, unlocked, 5.4 GHz, and AM5. To summarize this entire video, I suggest if you want gaming, good gaming performance, Ryzen 7. I mean, you're saving yourself a bit of money, and we all know you're not using those extra cores and threads. And the difference between the two, it's not much, and it doesn't really justify the $80 or $90 that you're going to spend. Now, if you want AI performance, I suggest the Ryzen 9, because this is kind of a bit more focused towards AI. As you can tell by the fact that it's 12 cores at 24 threads. This is one of the best I could find, by the way. They both, they either have slower CPU speeds, but they all kind of generalize around the cores and threads. So, if you want gaming, Ryzen 7 3800X 3D, 8 cores, 16 threads, 5 GHz. If you want AI, Ryzen 9, 7900, 12 cores, 24 threads, unlocked. These are all unlocked, by the way. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and see you all next time. Hello everyone, today we're going to be reviewing this EpiPower power bank. Now, this is 10,000 milliamps, so it can charge pretty much all of your devices that run on battery and that are very simple, such as your phone, your MP3 player, that I have in this case, your iPad, even your watches, if they're electric watches, not mechanical. And yeah, so in order to charge your devices, you simply have to bring the correct cord. In this case, mine is a Type C. You put it through here, and you just simply have to plug the Type A end into here. Now, there's two ports. One is 5 volts at 1 amp, so that gives you 5 watts. And one is 5 volts at 2.1 amps, so about 7 volts. Sorry, 7 watts. Now, in order to start charging, you need to simply press the power button till that turns green, and it's charging. Now, this can take up to 2 devices, and if you'd like to charge it, you just simply have to plug the USB Type B end in like such as, and of course you're gonna have to plug the other end into, you know, either a USB port or something, you know. Anyways, that's pretty much all for this video, and see you all next time. Bye everyone. Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing what is better, buying an external hard drive or an external SSD. They're both going to be 2 terabytes, and the transfer speed may differ. This is a Seagate portable 2 terabyte external hard drive, portable HZ 3.0, USB 3.0, compatible with PC, Mac, PS4, and Xbox, 1-year rescue service, blah blah blah. This is $120.18 on Amazon. Now, going here, we have the Fangsing PS2000 2 terabyte SSD with up to 2,000 megabytes of transfer speed, USB 3.2, 2 tera. Now, the reason why I would recommend this, even though it's $179, is because I would honestly say that with a hard drive, this fails very quickly. It's a spinning disk, blah blah blah, I think you get the point. And the spinning disk does tend to fail. So, honestly, if I were you, I would save myself the hassle, because you're also going to need to back up everything that's on here, that way you can buy a new hard drive. So, an SSD ultimately just lasts 2 times longer, at least, external of course. It's smaller, usually, and at least, you know, you can drop it, like, even if it falls on carpet, and not, you know, be panicking that all your data's lost. Because of course, you know, you shouldn't drop them, but at least, you know, you're not worried that the discs may scratch or come unaligned. Anyways, thank you so much everyone for watching, and see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be another short video, but today I just kind of wanted to bring up the fact that I don't know why this kind of got extinct from laptops, because this is a really cool feature, but if you look over here, you notice that there's like a little latch thing, and when you close the laptop, the latch automatically locks. Now, all you have to do is just pull the latch and then kind of pull up, and boom, laptop automatically opens. Well, you have to manually open it, but yeah. What I want to understand is, why did this go extinct? Like, this is a really cool feature all in all, and I kind of miss it, because that means that even if you drop your laptop, it's not just going to open for you, or damage the hinges permanently. Like, it's just locked. Anyways, that's it. Bye, everyone.